Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sunder Raj. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Walker Kennedy, a student at Beaver Brae Secondary School in Kenora, Ontario, Canada, and a starting center on the varsity basketball team. Once again, Walker, thank you so much for taking the time out. It's great to be speaking with you, and congrats on your success here, playing basketball. Can you just talk about, this season, especially on the Beaver Brae Secondary School, putting that number 52 jersey on and, being a part of this squad?
Thank you. It's great every time to step out on the court and see the crowd, and you just get this new rush of energy. And I don't know, it's such an amazing feeling. I can't compare it to anything else. This season so far, we're 1-2,
Okay.
but we came back after the break, and our guys are looking better than ever. Like
Mhm.
I'm very excited for the upcoming games.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I'm just wondering, I got the opportunity to speak with your teammate, starting point guard Carter McLeod last night. Just absolutely wonderful, as a guy, like, just in terms of his skills on the court, his leadership, what he does off the court. To have teammates like that you can depend on and who run, said the offense so smoothly. What does that do? That must make your job so much easier, as the starting center and the big man in the middle.
Yeah, I've played with Carter for about 5 years now, and
Okay.
just our chemistry has built up so much over those years that it's like it's automatic with everything we do on the court.
Yeah. 6'5", 205 pounds, man. I'm wondering where that growth spurt, where that took place. But to be able to have that, utilize that size advantage to your strength. I'm wondering what is it, just talk about playing the position of center, and just in terms of the competition and what you've done, to really improve your game, throughout the years here, Walker.
Um, so I haven't been like grade 10 and grade 9, I was 6'1" and six foot
Okay.
two.
All
And
right.
then so this height kind of just hit me recently.
Okay.
Um, but I feel like I've grown into it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's always great to be able to use my reach and help my teammates on the glass.
Yeah.
And it's really great because there's not a whole lot of other players in our league that are like close to my same height. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I have a really great advantage.
Yeah, that's terrific to hear. Hey, you have a great background story, playing sports since you were 4 years old, elementary school. You tried soccer and baseball when you were 6 to 7 years old, went back to basketball, participated in track and field a couple times, came second in the high jump. I'm wondering, when it comes to the game of basketball, obviously you have a passion for it. What are some of the intangibles that really stand out to you, Walker? Like, whether it's during the course of a game, a practice, me on the bench, per se. Just some of the things that really truly stand out to you.
Um, I feel like basketball just feels like more of a family compared to any other sports I've played because
Hmm.
you really depend on your team a lot more.
Yeah.
Like soccer, there's obviously going to be soccer stars that can carry the ball up the field like on their own. Baseball, it's more of like a single person sport, but at the same time, you're still on that team. But
Hmm.
basketball really requires like all five people to really put the work in.
Yeah.
So it's just great being able to bond with other people like that on the court.
Yeah, well said. Hey, just in terms of developing your fundamentals and skills, both on the offensive and defensive end, talk about that aspect, because there's a lot of work that goes into. You just don't take the court and you're on your way. You really have to, like, work on your craft, year after year. Just in terms of that, what have you done, like, besides, of course, the team practices, but also on an individual basis, Walker?
Um, a lot of it is just self courage and self motivation.
Hmm.
Because if you're not confident in yourself, you're not going to get very far. Because you have to be the first person to believe in yourself with everything. And
Yeah.
I've really stuck to that. And this year has really been my breakout season compared to last. Because I've just gained like a lot more confidence within the game.
Hmm.
And I think I owe that to showing up every day to practice with high energy. And in the summer, I was at the court pretty much every day, even if I had to walk like an hour and a half to get there.
Wow.
Like every day,
Okay.
it's just about putting that
Yeah.
work in and getting better.
Yeah, definitely have the right mentality and the work ethic. And I have to ask you, there are so many essential factors in terms of, especially, when you're in school and, a young athlete in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition, rest and recovery and mental health. There's a lot to unpack there, I know, but just talk about the strength and conditioning and also the nutrition, because I'm, sure that really is something you try to work on, said quite a bit. Just describe that as well, Walker.
Um, I try and go to the gym and go on runs every night, but the gym, I got sick very recently, so I was kind of
Okay.
out of it for a little bit, but I started going back more. And nutrition is really important because you need a lot of energy whenever you play.
Hmm.
Even if you're not getting a whole lot of minutes, the second you step on the court, it should be 100%.
Yeah.
And so I really try and take in a lot of protein, a lot of calories, especially to keep my weight up so I
Hmm.
can just be better in the paint whenever I can.
Yeah, no, definitely. Everybody talks about how physical the game of basketball is, but even talking to Carter last night, just the mental aspect, it's just like, being locked in, just having that sharp focus, as you prepare for a game and even during the course of it. What just talk about that, how you've been able to balance it out, because I'm sure that plays a pivotal role in terms of when you're out there on the court, Walker.
Um, every time that we're on the road to a game or we're doing warm-ups, everything
Yeah.
just leaves my mind and fades away. And I'm just completely dialed into what I'm doing in the moment.
Hmm.
Outside of that, I found a good balance because I'm also helping in the school plays, and then
Yeah.
it's about um, like academic courses I'm taking. So I've just found a way to balance that, even if I'm doing homework on the road or while we're waiting for the junior team to finish their game or anything. Like
Yeah.
it's all about finding the perfect balance and letting everything else go the second you're about to play.
Yeah. And what's
Which is
that? I mean, it must be like a rush of energy and adrenaline as you put on your jersey, your uniform, put on your sneakers, getting ready, said to take that court. So I'm wondering, any superstitions, anything that, you try to do to like sort of ramp yourself up and get yourself like, really into that game mode, before you take the court.
um I always try and talk with everybody on the team, make sure everybody's
Hmm.
doing okay, wish them good luck,
Yeah.
tell them keep their head up because I know that I'm going to be feeding off their energy. If the team's down, it's not going to be as easy to keep your energy up. So I
Yeah.
always try and help them keep their head in the game as well and keep mine.
Yeah. No, it's outstanding. So I'm wondering, when it comes to especially watching the NBA, any particular, I said big men, centers that you try to sort of pay close attention to, and maybe sort of try to take some of their tendencies, nuggets away, maybe some, things that you could, see, during the course of watching a game, Walker.
Um, I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm always looking up to Robert Williams, especially and Tatum.
Hmm. Yeah.
They're really physical players, so that's why I try to adapt myself to is using my body more to just kind of push around in the paint and use my body to stop players on defense as well if they're out
Hmm.
at the three or even in the paint. I've always looked up to the Celtics players, like the big men on the team.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Hey, you talked about before about balancing it out, like in terms of the academics, and you definitely have been able to flourish in the classroom. 3.9 GPA, achieved honors 4 years in a row, received 4 top student awards in total for your classes. It's so essential to have that time management and organization down pat. So I'm wondering, when you look at that, look at all those accolades. I mean, what comes to your mind? It must, be very, self-fulfilling, to know that, look, all the hard work I'm putting into, on the academic side is really paying off for you.
Yeah, I've always tried and been like a top student in the class because I always know that grades reflect how much time you're gonna get to be on the court and
Hmm.
just like even if you're gonna play, like if your grades aren't high enough, sometimes they won't even let you on the team. So I
Yeah.
always try and keep my academic side up as much as possible. And just that like if basketball doesn't work out, like say some of these players are getting like career ending injuries, but that's all they
Yeah.
rely on. I always try and make sure
Yeah.
I have a backup plan just in case.
Yeah, that's very smart, to have that fallback plan, because, I think, especially for an athlete, and having that education, having that degree is super important. as you know, we live in a day and age of social media, and you definitely have been able to capitalize on that. Instead of late here, Walker, talk about that. Posting your highlight videos. Whether it's, I mean, of course you have training, but especially that game footage to show prospective colleges out there and recruiters. Twitter is huge, Instagram, but talk about how much Twitter has really changed the game for you.
I mean, it's been life changing. Like, I joined Twitter in October, and I didn't
Mhm.
really post much then. I posted some old film in November, but then December everything just took off. I was posting
Yeah.
every single day under every post I saw,
Hmm.
making sure to tag like the top accounts that I could that I know would help.
Yeah.
And it's all about reaching out too. You always have to reach out to coaches and recruits and
Yeah.
just anybody who's willing to help.
Yeah.
But it's
No,
amazing.
it is. It is truly is just revolutionary. That's what I keep on telling everyone. And it's like every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every month, every year, it just keeps on evolving. And it's one big community. And it's just not like,
Hmm.
and you see it, the reach, within the United States, but the rest of the world. It's truly basketball, other sports as well, but basketball has become truly a global game now. And it's great to be able to reach into Canada now and talk to you. And of course, Carter last night. I have to ask you about a major connection, a very influential person. His name is Kevin Moses. What has
Hmm.
Kevin meant to you in terms of getting your name out there, highlighting your basketball accomplishments, your IQ? He's just been out, just incredible. But just talk about that, relationship with Kevin Moses.
He's done so much for me. Like, I'm so grateful that I was able to make that connection. Because I honestly think that's a big part of why my Twitter has been going like the way it has, is because
Hmm.
he's been there for me and he's been there for Carter too. It's just,
Hmm.
he's an amazing guy. I'm so glad I'm able
Yeah.
to work with him. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, 100% accurate. Okay, you need a good support system, and you come from a big family, a family of eight, including your half siblings. Talk about, and you alluded to the fact that you want to do your best and put your family first, but of course your commitments to basketball take away from that. But still, family, you're the second youngest out of your siblings. Talk about what they've meant to you along this academic and athletic journey here, Walker.
Family's always been a big part in my life. I always try and keep them at the very top because I know that they're always going to be there for you. You know, if you ever
Mhm.
have anybody, it's your kin, it's the people you grew up with. Um, so it's really great. I really hope that basketball can get to the level where I can help my family out more, and
Yeah,
especially being the second youngest, that would mean so much to me
yeah,
just for everything they've done.
it's great to hear. It really is special. Hobbies, I know that you love playing basketball, of course, summertime, winter. And as you mentioned before, you're very fond of acting and joined the school plays, starring two plays this year. Well, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work. I'm running between the academics, athletics, and then of course starring in these school plays where one of your roles is the lead antagonist. So talk about this, and then you're passionate about writing as well. You say you have a very creative mind and let speak through writing. So it's great to have all those skills. I mean, those are life skills, as you move forward here. But just talk about how much that is, to have that space, have that time to be able to focus on those hobbies.
At first it was really stressful trying to balance
Yeah.
everything because it was 3 rehearsals a week and 4 practices a week.
Mm,
Luckily, the practices lined up right after rehearsals, so even if I was gunning down to the gym right after the rehearsal, I know I'd always try and make it.
yeah.
Um, but it's amazing. It's the same feeling as basketball, almost like the second the curtains open, everything just leaves my mind and I'm just there in the moment. But yeah, I joined last year. I didn't have any big roles since I joined so late, but
Hmm.
I fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah, I think it really does boost your self-esteem, self-confidence, being out there on the stage in front of people. That's not easy to do, but again, you've uh, performed at the highest level in terms of on the basketball court. So this must I'm not saying come naturally, but at least, you're maybe able to ease into that as well. And then when it comes to writing, putting, a pen down to paper, again, just another asset, again, to have that skill set. Talk about that. I'm sure that means a lot, definitely means a lot to you as well, Walker.
Um, I've always been like fond of writing. Like I'd always be writing like little short stories at elementary school, and
Hmm.
especially last year I fell in love with it because my English teacher, he made us do a lot of writing. I think
Hmm.
that's where I grew so fond of it. So now I've written or I've started two scripts for movies or like short
Wow.
films that I hopefully want to do.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to let stuff off your mind. It's really
Yes.
stress relaxing, and it's very nice. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's just a great way to articulate yourself and, be able to showcase again your skills, your writing and just the fact that, and even communication as well. Again, it is just so critical, but we need more of that, of course, out, especially in this world, in this day and age. I know that you have many hopes and dreams. You said, that it's not, you want to make it out of your city because a lot of people have struggled. A lot of good things are not happening. And just in terms of providing that better life for your mom, especially that who's worked very hard for you. And then you want to help other kids out as well, which is very commendable, who have grown up in a bad place and want to make it out there as well, and hopefully achieve their dreams as well. Talk about that. I think that's again just it's just fabulous that you have those ambitions, but it's that's not easy. I mean, to cope with as well, like that you come from a tough city area. I mean, it just in terms of trying to set that example for you and for the younger kids out there as well.
Um, yeah, it's not a very great city. I think that's been one of my mom's wishes too, is that I'm able to get out
Hmm.
of it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just want to help kids who are in similar situations who didn't have the best childhood, but always had something they could fall back on, whether it was basketball or soccer or just like
Yeah.
anything. I just want to be able to get to that level where I can help them. And I don't know, making it out of my city, I think that would be a big thing for me too, because
Hmm.
there's a lot of bad stuff that goes on, like a lot of drug addiction and
Oh wow.
just
Okay.
everything
Yeah.
that a lot of people tend to struggle with, especially at my age. A
Hmm.
lot of kids are already struggling with that. So it's been a big hope of mine to get out, and especially playing basketball at the next level as being able to get out, that would just be a
Yeah.
dream come true.
No, definitely. I asked Carter this last night. I'm sure that COVID didn't help out either. We're still in the midst of it is, but we're starting to sort of get to back to a sense of normalcy. But talk about how difficult COVID was for you and just trying to, I mean, just not only academics but athletics as well. It really did a number, to kids, and in terms of even like mental health as well. But for you, I mean, what were those times, like for you, Walker?
Um, oh my God, it sucked. Like as soon as it happened, our season got canceled, practices
Uh,
got canceled. We weren't
yeah.
even allowed at school because everything was online. They closed the local court off for a while, so a lot of just
Hmm.
like dribbling outside or in the basement or anything.
Yeah.
That was a big part of what helped keep me going. And then eventually, when they opened the local court, I went there almost every day, like as much as I could.
Hmm.
And when we came back, it was still a struggle. We were stuck in a bubble where we only played about two or three teams.
Hmm.
Um, but still tried to make the most of every opportunity we got. And the guys really fought hard, so I'm very proud of them for that.
Yeah, it's again, that's just tremendous to hear. Hey, I'm wondering, just in terms of going back to those younger kids, what would you say to them? Like, just I mean, said this to Carter. We live in such a highly charged, competitive nature and climate. It's not easy, said separating yourself from the rest of the competition or the pack. What would you say to the younger kids, and athletes out there in terms of advice, a message, to, be able to navigate these, turbulent waters?
Make sure that you always have time for yourself. Mental health plays a big part in everything, and if you're not
Hmm.
making time for yourself, then it's going to make any opportunity you get not as great as it could be because you're going to
Hmm.
think down on yourself. You're not going to believe in yourself, and a big part of just life is believing in yourself. So
Yeah.
always make time for yourself, always be your number one supporter. Just mainly focus on yourself as much as you can as well.
Yeah, no, it's sound advice for them. I wanted to, before you get the final word and message here, Walker, I wanted to ask you about Beaver Brae Secondary School in terms of the student body, administration, athletics, the support for the basketball team, and even athletics in whole. There, talk about that element.
It's great. I mean, we recently got a new weight room that has
Okay.
been a real great help.
Yeah.
We've gotten some stuff for basketball, like a Dr. Dish and just everything. We've raised a couple $1,000s for every team, all the athletics.
Hmm.
But it's a great school, and I love being able to put on that purple jersey and just be able to go out in front of the crowd, seeing people that I know, and just putting on a great show, and knowing that I can come back the next day and everything's gonna just be like a normal day, you know?
Yeah, just to have fans back in the stands and have them supporting you, I think it makes a world of difference, especially from what you guys had to encounter and endure, the last couple of years with COVID. Okay, Walker, get the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches on the varsity basketball team. Said the student body administration, athletic department at Beaver Brae Secondary School, and the community. Floor is yours.
Um, we came back harder than ever after that break. I'm very excited for the upcoming games. I hope we have a lot of people in the stands watching it. I'm very excited to see where this team goes, and I want to thank everybody who supported me along this journey and who will continue to support me until I get to the next level.
Well said. Hey, a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you, Walker. Again, congratulations on your success and more to come here at Beaver Brae Secondary School, and looking forward to seeing what you do, said in the future as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.